Welcome back. So in this segment, we're going to look at feathers, which can be used in smudging or as a cleansing tool of their own. So I'm just going to put these aside a bit and go through a couple different feathers with you, and then I'll teach you how to hold it. So this is a peacock tail feather. It's less useful for breaking up energy unless it's combined with other feathers, but it is very helpful when laid on people in order to break up or move negative energy. And then we have a pheasant feather. Pheasant feathers are particularly useful for helping to clear people of the need to appear a certain way or to please others with their appearance particularly. So coming to terms with what you look like, who you are, and finding your real beauty. This is a turkey tail feather, wild turkey tail feather. That has to do, and actually I'll pull the wing feather at the same time. So wing and tail feather of a wild turkey. That has to do with releasing people pleasing and overworking. So I call this turkey too much worky. This is for people who are people pleasers and for people who tend to just throw themselves into their work and lose themselves in it to the point of losing relationships, of losing themselves. So really helping to clear that energy. And this is a peacock wing feather, and this is an albino peacock wing feather. And both of these are really good for fresh starts, new beginnings. The peacock is like the phoenix of the energy world, so that complete breaking down and then rebuilding and re-beginning with a brand new start. So this is really good for whole new transformations and changes, particularly for people stepping into their psychic work. And finally, oh no, sorry, there's two more. This is goose feather, Canadian goose. And this one is actually the first feather that I ever found. And that's a fun story you can read about in the book, how it punched me in the face. These ones are about finding your true north, finding your path, finding your soul calling, and chasing after it. So it makes sense that I found this feather both because I was finding my path at that time, and also because now my life purpose is to help other people find their soul purpose. So that feather has a lot of meaning for me. And then there's owl feather and crow feather. So crow has to do with magic and bringing in fresh starts, bringing in the fun of the shadow side, and really embracing magic. The owl feather has to do with the dark side, the intuitive side, seeing things that others can't see, being able to see the hidden things, the things in the shadows, the things people bury deep inside. And then I also have here a smudge wand, which is several different feathers put together in a wand with a handle. This one has a quartz crystal to amplify and also some of my power symbols on it. A friend of mine made this for me. So all of the different energies of the different feathers come together to work together to help heal the person. And again, it's used in the same way, and I'll go through a demonstration of how to work with the feather now. So I will use my turkey wing feather, since a lot of us are a little bit too much worky. The first thing you want to do is sort of hold the feather in between your index finger and thumb, and then just place it into your other fingers. So you're going to kind of wrap your pinky around it, and that's probably the most secure finger I use. I hold it and I just let it bounce between my other fingers. So you can see I'm holding the base of the feather here, but then I'm leaving a nice open hand to let it bounce, and I just close my fist really loosely so that it's still bouncing around. And I turn it so that the blade of the feather is in line with your arm. And then you're just gonna like feel for a sec how easy it is to swoosh through the air. So you can try it over yourself, you can try it over an object, you can try it just in the air and get a feel for how much resistance you're getting. And then over time, you will learn to change the grip so that it's between your index finger and thumb, and you'll feel the pressure hitting your thumb of how much resistance you're getting. That's going to be a lot of practice. Don't panic about it. Just play. This is all about having fun with the feather and enjoying yourself. Over time, if you do find stagnant spots, try really fluffing over them in order to break up that stagnation, and then sense again and see if you feel a difference. We'll go over this a bit more in working with other people, but you can try this sensing someone else or sensing your own energy just a bit off of your skin. Don't hit yourself with the feather. That damages the feather edge and it'll reduce the life of your feather. If you do find any of it is splitting, let's see if I can find a split. This is an old baby. So you can also just use your finger oils and gently reseal the feather this way. It won't work forever, but it does help to heal. You don't want to wash feathers with soap and water because they will lose all their oils and they'll start breaking up and getting mungy. But you can wash them in other ways. There's a lot of ways to do that online. I'm not going to go over that right now. If you have a found feather, if you find a feather in the wild, that means it's for you. That's wonderful. It's a beautiful gift. Make sure to leave an offering as you would with anything you find in nature. And then if you can put it in a Ziploc bag and actually throw it in the freezer for at least a month, and that should kill off any mites or creepy things that might be going on with that. And then once you pull it out, it should be good to go, so you won't have any strange things. If you put the feather in a Ziploc, sometimes, often actually, if it's a fresh feather, if it's a freshly shed feather, you will get a little weird looking wormy snake thing in the bottom of the bag. That's not actually a worm. It's inside the quill of the feather. It's alive on a bird. So it's just like the root of our tooth. There's a root that goes up the feather. And as that dehydrates, it tends to fall at the bottom of the quill. So you're actually just seeing a little bit of dehydrated stuff coming out of the feather. Just discard it. Don't worry about it, but don't be too grossed out. It's nothing creepy. We will go over manifestation in the book, so feel free to look at how to manifest, how to get a feather of your own, and if you're impatient or it's not working for you, you can always purchase it through the online store as well, so don't worry about that. If you have any questions about any of this, fire away, but enjoy your play with feathers. Thanks, guys.